unmuted. Lord help me. I don't know why it's turning on the mute button. One day I really am going to master this freaking technology. Ivermectin, modified heartworm schedule. Is it right for you? Okay, so it's that time of year where you start thinking about, am I going to move into the fall and winter season and not use ivermectin? For me, my last dose is now going to be early November. And I'll tell you why. We know that it takes 45 consecutive days of temperatures that exceed 57 degrees. Now, some people are going to bump that down to 55, but let's call it 55. Temperatures that exceed 55 degrees for 45 consecutive days in order for the mosquito to be able to implant the larva in your dog. Then, as long as we stay ahead of the cycle of larva developing into an adult heartworm, which is really about a 6-month cycle, as long as we interrupt that cycle early enough, we're never going to get in a situation of having heartworms. So the schedule then needs to be somewhere around 45 to 60 days. I have become very comfortable with a 60-day schedule. Many new people aren't comfortable making that leap from every 30 days to every 60 days. So some people are more comfortable with 45. So you need to do what's comfortable for you as you learn this change in this alternative schedule. The product that you need is ivermectin. It is called sheep drench. That means it is already diluted. I have another little bottle of ivermectin that is not diluted, and you would have to do that. So look for sheep drench. The dilution rate on this is a 0.08% solution. 0.08% solution. So what do we do with it? We take a syringe, needleless syringe, and you pull out the right amount for your dog's weight. I'm not going to state that here. I will post it in the notes so that you can read it and have reference for that. For some dogs, like for my 2 senior dogs, their amount was a drop, 1 drop. For Poppy, it's oh shoot, I don't remember her number. I have to look it up. See, I have to look this up. But it is a it's less than 0.5 of a cc, less than half of a cc for her. So it's not a lot. And you dose that on a modified schedule, 45 to 60 days. So my first dose of giving this to my dogs was in the spring. We take the winter off. And so then I wait and see how many consecutive days we have over 57 degrees. Anytime that temperature fell back below and stayed below, we reset that clock. So I'm looking for 57 degrees consecutively for 45 days. Okay. That's my first dose. So my first dose this year was the 1st of June. And then every 60 days thereafter. So yesterday, I got a notice from our weatherman saying that this weekend, the temperatures would fall into the 40s. Does that mean I am ready to stop? No, because I still have, wherever we are in that cycle from days and weeks ago, right? So if I'm on a 60-day cycle, I have 8 weeks in there. So right now I'm considering where I am in that cycle, and then I will make my last dose in early November. So if I'm only 4 weeks in, then I'm going to wait and I'm going to make my last dose in November. If I'm already 60 days in, like if today were day 60 and they were due, I would give it to them now, and then I would make another dose at the end of November. Does that make sense? And so I'm on this modified schedule. And you have to decide if that's right for you. For many of you who have multiple dogs, this is going to be far more economical. This little bottle is, I think it was $40. It is more than you will ever use, but there is an expiration date on it, right? I think this one expires 2 years from now, but it's more than you will ever use. It's far too much for using single drops, but I am almost willing to guarantee that it will be more economical than the products you buy at the vet's office. And certainly more economical if you have multiple pets. The key is you must feel comfortable with the measurement, with dosing and pulling out that measurement and knowing how to do it. And again, just a needleless syringe, measure the number of cc's or drops that your dog needs. And I just squirt it in their food and move on about my day. But you have to feel comfortable with that. I cannot make you feel comfortable with that measurement. And so I guess that's really it. Seems like there was something else I was going to tell you. If so, I'll come back. But there is a document on my website that you can download for free that details this. There's a lot more information about the why and the how and the all this, how it works, right? Now I remember what I was going to tell you, but you can download that document and read and have the details. The other thing that I will tell you and remind you here is if you start using a product like this, ivermectin, and a modified schedule, your vet's going to have a fit. Most likely. They're going to tell you that that is not okay. And you need to be prepared to understand why and how. It also means that even if you are using HeartGuard, like you buy the product pre-measured for your dog's weight from them, and you just modify the schedule, the guarantee of should your dog develop heartworm, that's off the table. They will not guarantee the treatment or the prevention of heartworms for your dog. And that may be a risk you need to decide you're willing to take or not. I have been doing this for years. I have my dogs tested every year, and we don't have any issues. If you are in a region where it is far colder than it is in the southern region, you might not need ivermectin at all, or maybe just a couple times a year. And so that's one of the big myths, really, right? We've all been led to believe that we need to do this every single month. Now, nobody wants their dog to have heartworms, nobody. And it's bad news when it does. But we've been led to believe that we are preventing anything from happening to your dog, when in reality, that's not true. If I dose ivermectin today, I'm killing off what happened in the past several weeks, right? I'm killing off what's already in your dog. And the timer starts over. So if he got infected with microfilaria tomorrow, then he's back in that cycle, right? So we're only interrupting and killing off the previous cycle. So it's important that people understand that. And your region matters. So I'm already long-winded. I'm trying to make these shorter and I can't do it. There's just too much information and too many questions. But sheep drench, 8%. I'm going to post the amount. And really consider downloading that document, taking a look at it, and what the modified schedule can mean to you for keeping your dogs a little less toxin, using less toxins with your dog. Last point, when you do this, it is a toxin. So you got to be careful with the amount. Dose it today, whatever day you're going to decide to do it. If I dose it now, tomorrow, I am going to use milk thistle, appropriate for my dog's weight, for 7 days. right? We've insulted the liver. That's a term you'll start to hear. We've insulted the liver with a toxin. And now I want to give the liver a little bit of love with milk thistle. If you are already doing the seasonal cleanse, then no change is necessary. But if you're doing nothing to support your dog's liver, then every time you give ivermectin or any type of thing that is considered a toxin, then you need to follow it up with milk thistle. So post questions on the group. I'm happy to answer them. Download the document, far more informative. And I'm going to learn to be brief and learn this freaking technology. Y'all have a good day.